Some scholars reflect on the various homes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made for mankind, that He has made 3 homes: the home of this world, the home of the Barzakh, grave, and the home of the hereafter, either Jannah or Jahannam, i.e. heaven or hell. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the matter of the hereafter and whatever is related to it a hidden matter, like the matter of the Barzakh as well. He has concealed it from people, and that is because of His perfect wisdom and mercy. And through this, those who believe in the unseen are distinguished from those who do not, as those who have faith live differently, think differently, work differently than those who don't. And this conviction and belief in the ghaib, the unseen world, which is not comprehensible with one's limited intellect, brings with it the right kind of fear, dispels false fears, and brings courage and reliance, tawakkul. In fact, Allah is affectionate to His servants as He brings about different incidents, but keeps them hidden from people as His mercy and wisdom, as man does not bear the capacity to hear or see such things. Just though the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, "If it were not for the fear that you would stop burying your dead, I would have prayed to Allah to make you hear the punishment of the grave." And this is in Sahih Muslim. In fact, we would not be able to live if we were to witness some of the unseen world. Imagine seeing the angel of death coming and going to take people's souls. This is Allah's mercy, that He has hidden these matters from us so we can enjoy the blessings of this world and yet through it prepare for the akhirah, the afterlife. Thus Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has let the children of Adam witness what is in this world. But as for the matters of the hereafter, He has concealed it so that Imaan, faith, and acknowledgement of these matters becomes the cause of their salvation and success. And remember, it is not impossible for the one who has power over everything to return the soul to the body, whether it has been crucified, drowned, or burned, or to the body whose pieces have been scattered. Remember that the whole world and the heavens will be in His hand on the Day of Judgment. How could it then be difficult for Him to reunite the parts of this body and put the soul back into it? And as for the punishment of the grave and the bliss of the grave, they are in fact the punishment and the bliss of the Barzakh. And the Barzakh is that what is between this world and the hereafter. So the bliss or the punishment of the Barzakh happens to everyone, whether they end up in a grave, drown, burn, or are eaten up. Wherever the body is, and however it is after death, it is still in Barzakh, and it will get its share of azaab, punishment, or its share of naeem, bliss. It is often referred to as the punishment of the grave, or its bliss, because the majority of people go in a grave. So it does not matter where the body ends up after death. Even if the body is hung above trees where the winds blow, it will still receive its share of the punishment of the grave or its bliss. But people are deceived by the term grave, and they think if the body does not go in the grave, there is no azaab, there is no punishment for it. So this Barzakh is not a specified place, rather it's the state or place between this world and the next. And in this Barzakh there is a reward and there is punishment, but it is less compared to that of paradise or hell, just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said in Surah Al-Ali Imran, Kullu nafsin dha'iqatul maut, every soul will taste death, and you will only be given your full compensation on the day of resurrection. So he who is drawn away from the fire and admitted to paradise has attained his desire. And what is the life of this world except the enjoyment of delusion? As for the Barzakh, it is the first home of recompense and the first station of the hereafter, where a person will not see the entire result of his deeds, but only a light version. And it is said that the punishment of the grave is of two types: eternal, one that will last, and munqati, one that will end. The eternal punishment is the punishment of the deniers and the hypocrites, and the munqati, one that will come to an end, is for some disobedient people whose crimes were minor and will be punished according to their crimes. But then the punishment will lighten, just as a person will be punished in hell, but after some time he will be taken out of it if his punishment is munqati. It is possible that the punishment comes to an end because of the prayers or charity or istighfar or reward or hajj. So the punishment or bliss of the Barzakh is the first punishment or bliss of the hereafter, as it is derived from it, and one that will certainly reach the people of Barzakh. As the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said about the believer when he dies and is put in his grave, he said, then a crier will call from heaven, my servant has spoken the truth, so spread a bed for him from paradise, clothe him from paradise, and open a door for him into paradise. So some of its air and perfume will come to him, and a space will be made for him as far as the eye can see. And this is in Sunan Abi Dawud. And he, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, said about the unbeliever who dies and is put in his grave, the Prophet said, then a crier will call from heaven, he has lied. So spread a bed for him from hell, clothe him from hell, and open for him a door into hell. Then some of its heat and pestilential wind will come to him, and his grave will be compressed, so that his ribs will be crushed together. And this is in Sunan Abi Dawud. But these matters are matters of the unseen, which the Muslim must accept, but not ask about how they happen. For no one knows how the life of Al-Barzakh is, or its true nature, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that of which He has let us know. And remember that the questioning of the deceased by the angels is general for all people, the Muslim, the Kafir, and the Munafiq. Everyone will be questioned, the believer, the disbeliever, and the hypocrite. But Allah will give firmness and stability to those who believe with the firm word. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Ibrahim, يُثَبِّتُ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِالْقَوْلِ الثَّابِتِ. Allah keeps the believers firm with the stable word in the worldly life and in the hereafter. And Allah lets the unjust go astray, and Allah does what He wills. This firm word is said to be La ilaha illallah, and those who read it, say it, believe in it, remain firm on it, Allah will help them in the grave. Whereas those without the kalima in this life will not be helped. So understand the depth and responsibility that comes with this claim, La ilaha illallah, there is no God worthy of worship except Allah. And with this realization, we must strive to mend our relationship with Allah. And what about after the Barzakh? On the day of the greater Qiyamah, the major resurrection, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will recompense in full the people of disobedience and the people of obedience from whatsoever they deserve of pleasure or punishment of the body and soul. So when this day of judgment arrives, each person will enter into his eternal abode, either in paradise or in hell. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wisdom is perfect and complete, therefore, in managing the stages of our three homes, the dunya, the barzakh, and the akhirah.